Ladies and gents, how you going? We're looking at the Formula One Reddit. Here we go. Lando Norris encounters a cursed object. Look at him shooing that. Whoa, what's that? He didn't know it at first. Then he's like, that's a Ferrari hat. Get that out of here. It's almost like the hat was, like burning hot, right? This is a photo from a Ferrari F1 clientele event. Look at that. Dang, does that look fun? Holy smokes. That is like a bunch of open wheel Ferraris, a sea of red. Wow, that's a lot of money in that row. In the comments down here, it says they have one of these events every year at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Insanely cool, fairly cheap, and access to garages and getting right up to the cars is unlike any other event I've been to. Hearing the F2004 screaming down the straight at IMS with a foggy, slightly damp track, it was almost a holy experience. Dang, I don't live far from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. That is only about 3.5 hours or so from Chicago. Definitely going to have to look that up, because if I can't make it to a legitimate F1 race, this might be actually better because you see a variety of cars. And my life goal is to hear, especially one of the older Formula One cars. If I could hear one of the old V8s or V10s or V12s, my life might be complete. Definitely got to look into that. Wow, here is a cool diecast Mercedes-AMG Petronas Formula One team W13 E-Performance. Third at the Bahrain GP 2022. So that's really cool. Look at that. I got to get me some Formula One. All I have is merchandise, not merchandise, actually like a model or a diecast. I have this year because Formula One has been one of my best discoveries this calendar year. I do have a Formula One T-shirt I wore on a live stream one time. That was cool. It's got the Formula One, like a version of the steering wheel, like an explanation of all the 95 buttons on there or whatever. It's really cool. But I definitely need some Formula One swag like this. That would be awesome. Look at this guy's new office edition. Dang. First of all, that's a cool sofa down here. That's really neat. I like that. But even better, look at this. Wow. That is spectacular, man. I love how it's in the wet, in the rain there, and you just got a crisp shot of that Red Bull Honda hybrid with the cool Pirelli tires on there. That is sick, man. Gotta love those too. If there's a name for that, I should know that. I don't remember the name for that, where it's like black and white, and then the subject is the only thing in color. So, of course, the car is in color and everything else is black and white. Very, very cool. Love it. Okay, this is the McLaren Papaya Origins, 1968 through 70 and 2017 through 2022. So if we look up here, look at this, 68 McLaren Ford M7, the McLaren Ford M7A in 69, and of course, the 70 McLaren Ford M14A. Really, really cool, wicked looking cars. Cars from the 60s are just wild, man, in all of this series. NASCAR, Le Mans, Formula One. I mean, it's crazy. Also, these drivers, these were New Zealand. These were Kiwis, yeah? Really cool. Which one do you take out of these? I actually like this 69 M7A. This thing is freaking awesome, dude. Actually looks scary, though. And then you scroll down, look at the 2017 McLaren MCL32, the MCL33, 34, 35, 35M, and 36. So each year you can see what I like about Formula One is there's always subtle changes, right? That's what I've learned about the sport that is totally different than NASCAR, right? NASCAR is cool and all, but it has, it's definitely more cookie cutter. Not even near the science that goes into these, because each team and each car can just change race to race and especially year to year. So I can appreciate seeing these change just subtly every year. Look at the 22 is actually really cool, the version we're on right now. I mean, yeah, I like the older cars for the sound, and a lot of them looked really awesome as well. Now, these cars may not sound as good as old ones, but I tell you what, in the looks department, these are pretty wicked. I mean, this looks like a futuristic movie, and this is real life. This is what they look like. I think it's pretty cool. To be fair, out of all these newer ones, I like the 22 the best, the newest one, the MCL 36. Interesting note, too, the 2017 was pure open cockpit here, and then it's 2018, which I didn't know, is when they added that bar, that safety bar right there. So kind of interesting, right? Here's some interesting. On Motor1.com, Max Verstappen's Honda Civic, whatever that means, he has a Honda Civic, wow, was on sale via auction right there. pretty funny, right? How weird would it be, not to rip on the Civic at all? I mean, especially a Civic Type R, looks like a really fun car. I'd love to test drive one. It must be really weird as a race car driver driving the fastest, most advanced cars on the planet and then going into a road car. I'm sure they still have fun. And being a car guy, you can appreciate lots of different cars. But it is pretty extreme, you got to admit, going from a Formula One car to a Civic. Ouch. Okay, so I don't know if this is like official or not, but here you go. Here's the 2023 driver numbers. They're already out. No surprise Max Verstappen go with number one. I mean, he was definitely number one this season. This is really interesting. This is from the 1994 season. The one and only Michael Schumacher, which I have learned enough to know he's an absolute legend. And you know what? The stats really prove that. This is his qualifying times versus whatever teammate he had for this season. This is their difference in times. Look at the average gap is like 2 or 3 seconds. If you don't know, 2 or 3 seconds in racing, that is a lot. He was smashing these times. Like look at Brazil, 116.290, and his teammate ran a 118.193. That's not even like near the same. That is insane. Most of these are, 1.8 to 3 second gaps. Very impressive on basically all of these. The only one that was even close was Suzuka, surprisingly. He only ran 0.6 of a second quicker than his teammate. The conclusion is out of all 14 times, Michael Schumacher won 14. So he's 14-0 versus his teammate in speed. The average qualifying gap over the whole season was 1.8 seconds, which is insane. Just really speaks to how freaking amazing behind the wheel Michael Schumacher was. The other day we looked at helmets. It was kind of cool. This is a helmet design for Mick Schumacher, like a concept, it says. Pretty cool. I love how the green fades into like this teal color. Not quite like a turquoise. I think more like a teal. Really interesting design, really futuristic. I like that. Look at the Mercedes-AMG Petronas F1 team going festive. Pretty impressive setup right here, yeah. These are kind of cool. These are Autosport year in reviews for F1. Didn't really know these were a thing. I mean, I guess it makes sense that they're a thing. I just have never looked it up or never seen one. I'll have to pay attention to see if these are in stores near me. It's kind of interesting. There's the 2022, of course, version. And then all the recent versions since 2014. Really cool. Any of you guys have these? And speaking of those, here's some even older magazines pertaining to Formula One. These look old. Look at these, 80s and 90s, I suppose. Wow, really fascinating. Love this McLaren one right here. How cool is that? This is kind of interesting. I don't know how well you guys are into rumors. I'm sure there's always a lot of rumors around F1, but pretty interesting, especially for me to hear. Ford is not denying some exploration into getting into F1 in some form. If Ford was to get into Formula One, how do you think they would approach that, and to what extent would they be relevant? Kind of interesting. What are your thoughts? Look at this museum in Paris. We have a Renault RE40 at the Museum Art, and I'm not even going to try and say that, so I apologize. I don't know my French, but there you go. Very cool looking Renault. And if I were to guess, this has got to be the turbo era, right? Like late 80s. Really cool. And I'll bet this sucker is fast. Dang, talk about a good Christmas gift. Checo thanks each one of his 1,400 Oracle Red Bull racing employees with a bottle of Patron Tequila. Damn. Take a look at all of them. The man himself, and look at that. Doesn't let me zoom anymore, so I can't see what it says, but looks pretty legit. Wow, I'd take one. Here is an absolutely wild picture. This is a 80s safety car in Monaco. And yes, your eyes aren't fooling you. This is a freaking Lamborghini Countach. One of my favorite cars growing up. I guess it sounds pretty damn cliche, but this car was on a poster in my bedroom when I was little. It was a red one, and yeah, I always thought someday I would love to at least drive a Lamborghini Countach. I would actually rather drive one of these, or maybe even the successor to that, like a Lamborghini Diablo, before a new one. I'd rather drive one of those old ones with a gated shifter and a V12. I mean, that would be awesome. Seeing it with this light bar up top, like old school police looking light bar, is pretty funny. Looks weird on a Lamborghini, not gonna lie, compared to I'd be used to seeing these on old Ford Crown Victorias and Chevy Caprices and stuff. So pretty interesting. But yeah, very cool picture. And Monaco has always been such a great race destination. Look at that crowd back there, full house, and the Lamborghini doing a lap. Really interesting. Can I mention just how much of a thrill it would have been driving this around Monaco in front of that crowd? Imagine being the dude driving a freaking Countach safety car. Damn. And we have another awesome display. This is, of course, Senna's McLaren Honda MP4, one of the most legendary cars in history, in display in Tokyo. Look at that. Beautiful machine. Wow. That would just be fun to see in person. That's a piece of history. Another very powerful car, too. And finally, we're going to end it on this one. Look at these amazing posters. Give credit to Shorty Visuals. Check him out on Reddit and wherever else. These are very impressive. Wow. Like, these are very professional. Look at that. That is freaking cool. There is another one. Look at the rain. I love like the style of these. It's very wild. This is like super good work. Damn. We're going to end it with this one. There's actually 8 of these, so go ahead and look him up and you can see all the ones he has featured. They're very impressive. Damn, look at that. That is absolutely insane. Look at this. Some sort of like turbine engine edition of Formula One. I mean, I'm down. I would watch it. That's very cool. Of course, with the Earth behind there. These are epic, man. That's going to be it for this one, guys. I thought it'd be fun to dive in to the internet sometimes like this. You learn some interesting things, especially about Formula One. Anything else you would like me to check out like this with any other racing series or other Formula One sites or something, go ahead and let me know in the comments down below. Hope you enjoyed this one. Please throw a like on there if you did and subscribe to be part of this amazing community. My name is Ian. You're watching IWrocker, and until next time, y'all, I'll catch you later.